Clash fans, Trample Damage coming to you today with a crush that base, or is it this base? I don't know, crush this base, probably that, crush that base. I haven't made a video for many months. Things got pretty hectic at work and home, and I took a break, but I received a petition with over 100,000 signatures begging me to start making videos again, so I'm actually going to jump in with something from one of my longtime clanmates and one of my favorite attackers, HHYY from the Good Guys. HHYY has been rocking the Hog Miner combo hybrid attack for quite some time in Legend League. I guess before we get into the details here, I'll drop the obligatory, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like the video and put comments down below and all that fun stuff. I really do have a great channel. There's lots of content for Town Halls, starting as low as 7 all the way up to 12. This will actually be my first Town Hall 13 video. But with all that fun stuff out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump in here. This is actually a fairly common layout that you'll see in Legend League. And the idea here with this army composition is to create a funnel and then plow a bunch of miners and hog riders through the middle of the base. That's the general rule of thumb. Now for this base here, you want the funnel to lead directly to the town hall. So the game plan is going to be using a queen walk on a side of the base. And in this case, we'll be coming in, HHYY, the talented attacker, will be coming in from the top to take care of all of this stuff and eventually walk the queen down this direction. So then down here, we're going to wind up using the siege barracks and the barbarian king to clear out this stuff so that ultimately what we're left with is a nice little path of buildings here that will lead to the town hall. A couple things real quick on this attack strategy. You're using hogs and miners because miners are very useful in the core of the base when you're starting to get skeleton traps popping up, enemy heroes that are in there. It's a little different from using just mass hogs, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we get in. So general army composition, HHYY is rocking 2 of the enraged barbarians, a couple wall breakers, a few balloons to help scout the way for the healers, and we're running 14 miners with 15 hogs. That siege barracks is full of a bunch of max hog riders. So to start the attack, you can hear me sniffling. To start the attack, what we're going to do is speed a moment. 1, 2, 3, go. The archer queen, so we're going to see a balloon come down in front of the archer queen just to test for traps, right? You want to make sure that a seeking air mine doesn't pause right there. We're trying to create a funnel. We want to make sure that when we break these wall pieces here, that the archer queen comes inside the base. We don't want the archer queen to run around the outside, which she is more likely to do if these buildings are still sitting here. So we got those enraged barbarians there right away to take that stuff down so that by the time the archer queen gets finished with the gold is finished with the gold storage, this raging barbarian took down the gold mine and the builder hut. This raging barbarian took down the gold mine, I think it was right there. And now we have a wall breaker. I'm gonna go zoom in there. A wall breaker that comes in, one wall breaker by itself to blow a hole, and then we get the rest of the wall breakers in behind. It's always good to test to make sure that you can get a wall breaker all the way in. Last thing you want is a giant bomb sitting there and all your wall breakers get busted and the queen takes a walk outside, failing to get some of these buildings, which will be very important. So the rage spell is going to come down here, and the rage spell we've got, when we look at, we refer to as, I thought the rage spell came down, there it is. Okay, so when you get too many, we call them point defenses, right? Like archer queens and cannons, and the scatter shot deals a ton of damage also. When you have too many point defenses, especially heading into an archer queen shooting the queen, those healers are not going to be able to keep her alive on their own. So she's sitting here putting in some work. Enemy queen comes up. This is where it's really important to have a rage spell on those healers. It doesn't even really matter if the queen is inside the rage spell as well. You need the healers there. Here comes another balloon. It's also going to come down this way to check for traps. We need to just make sure our archer queen stays alive, because you see how quickly her health can drop down. Once that enemy queen is dead, we've got the healers filling the queen back up. Clan Castle's been triggered by that balloon. We got a baby dragon, a regular dragon, and an ice golem. Tornado trap kicks in. At this point, though, we're actually looking like we're in good shape. Poison spell is going to come down on the Clan Castle troops. It almost doesn't matter what's in there. The difference is Lava Hound is probably the only one that you really need to do very differently. You wait to drop the poison spell until the pups come out, and that way you can make sure that, you know, you throw a minion or something in behind to help distract them or attract their attention. But that poison spell is going to be really helpful taking out the lava pups. So what you can see now, as these are going, these buildings over here have been destroyed, we don't have anything north of this Archer Tower and Wizard Tower that will distract the Hog Riders or the Miners. And that's the Queen has almost already done her job, right? So she's going to finish taking out the, I don't want to miss, I'm going to back up a little bit so we can see here. The Queen is going to finish taking out the Clan Castle troops, and the Ice Golem freezes, and the Ice Golem hit the healers as well. Another rage spell to keep the Queen alive. Now we're going to pause here. The Queen is basically just going to be doing queeny things. Now, because of the change to heroes where they are able to pop their own abilities, you don't necessarily have to watch them as closely as you otherwise might, that you would have had to do in years past. So we're going to actually switch to the second prong of the attack. Just note that the Archer Queen is happy and she's killing stuff. We go over here, we've got Barbarian King on the outside, and we've got the Siege Barracks. Now you'll notice the Siege Barracks starts taking fire from this cannon right away. As the P.E.K.K.A comes out, it's going to go for this barracks, but you know the baby dragon came in right behind to start putting in work on that cannon. We don't want the Siege Barracks to pop too soon because we want the Hog Riders to hang out in there until a little bit more has been funneled. So we've got the King up here working his way this direction. We're going to do some video another time to talk about making sure that you know how to get your heroes to go the right direction by placing them in the right spot, but we're not going to talk about that today. So the King has decided to try to go in. This Archer Tower is wrecking the wizards one by one as they come out of that Siege Barracks. Barbarian King pounds through the wall. Siege Barracks goes down, and here come 9 beautiful ice hammer wielding Hog Riders. Now, this is where the brunt of the attack kicks in. We've got all the Miners, all the Hog Riders, we got the Grand Warden, and the Royal Champion. The Royal Champion is beautiful with the Hog Riders because she helps take those defenses down faster. The Grand Warden is beautiful with all those troops because obviously he's giving them more hit points, giving them some air cover. Archer Queen still chilling over here. What you didn't see is this air sweeper actually was pushing the healers out of harm's way, but we're going to focus now on this part of the attack. The King is now going to be coming in here to help close this side off, in addition to where the Hog Riders are going to be closing stuff off. And there goes the defenses that could potentially pull the Hog Riders. If they went this direction, they could potentially have run down here. But with that air defense down, and ultimately with this Expo going down, all those Hogs and Miners are going to run into the middle. Now the heal spell, I think, dropped just a hair earlier than I normally would have dropped it, but it's still good because we've got 2 Inferno Towers and the Scatter Shot hammering away. That heal spell, very well placed. Free spell, beautiful. Bunch of skeletons in there. We don't have any more. We don't have a poison spell left. But this is where the Royal Champion, and you can see her. I want to do 1, 2, 3. The Royal Champion is over there skeleton killing. She's like, boom, skeleton. And she actually throws pretty quickly. So she's taking those out. We got Miners and Hog Riders in the middle. We got a heal just covering this whole area. Heal spell 1 was up in the top, in the middle, down at the bottom. You got Miners spreading out to wreck stuff. Archer Queen still alive, doing her thing. We've got, oh, we skipped the Grand Warden ability triggered as an Eagle Artillery was hitting right here with the, when the Royal Champion was piling away. But because of that nice funneling, the Hogs ignore walls, the Miners ignore walls. They're able to just go through this whole entire middle section, taking out all of that because Royal Champion also jumps walls, Grand Warden jumps walls. That whole army just comes right through there. Now, we got a couple of minions that were dropped as cleanup troops over here to help with some of these perimeter buildings. Now, because the Royal Champion has not used her ability yet, everybody's going to head back up this direction because that's where the gold storage is. HHYY triggers the Royal Champion's ability. There goes her shield, hits the gold storage, comes over here, takes out that army camp, saving us the trouble of having to run all the way back across, and the whole base is down. It's a beautiful attack. It's a great strategy to use. It can work on any type of base. Didn't even have a max siege barracks, which has a few more hit points to keep that thing alive a little bit longer, waiting until those Hog Riders come out. It's a great way to take down this base, whether you see this in war or if you're just rocking this army composition and you come across it in Legend League. Once you get that funnel up there with the Queen, you get the funnel down here with the King and the siege barracks, man, your Hog Riders and Miners can just tear through the core of the base and give you a beautiful 3-star attack. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Glad to be back making content. If you're interested in seeing something else from me, make sure to subscribe. Go ahead and comment down below. Drop a like on the video. Do all that fun stuff. Tell your clanmates to check out my content. There are playlists on my channel for each different town hall level starting at 7. Browse around. There's a lot of good attack strategies. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Trample damage out.